One cold November morning, everything seemed to collapse at once. His boss called him into the office and told him the shop was downsizing. Evan's hours were being cut. He forced a smile, thanked his boss, and walked to his truck. But the moment he turned the key, the engine sputtered and died. Mia was waiting at school. Rent was due. The fridge was nearly empty. And now, no full-time work. He lowered his head onto the steering wheel. For the first time in years, he cried. Quiet, shaking tears. But even then, he made one promise to himself. Mia will never see him break. The following weeks were some of the hardest of his life. He picked up any part-time job he could find, mowing lawns, delivering groceries, fixing old bikes for neighbors. But it still wasn't enough. Then came the night everything changed. It was a freezing evening, and Evan was at the kitchen table, late bills spread out in front of him. He didn't hear Mia come down the stairs. She stood there, watching him with worried eyes he didn't notice. "Daddy, are we going to be okay?" she asked softly. He looked up, and the fear in her voice broke him. He couldn't lie. Not to her. "I'm trying, sweetheart," he whispered. "I'm trying my best." Mia walked over, climbed onto his lap, and hugged him tighter than she ever had before. "I know, Daddy, and I'm proud of you." Those words hit him harder than any hardship ever had. But they weren't the moment everything changed. That came the next morning. As Evan dropped Mia at school, her teacher, Ms. Harper, asked him to stay for a moment. "Mr. Carter, are you all right? You look tired." He forced another polite smile. "Just long days. Nothing new." But Ms. Harper wasn't convinced. A few hours later, she saw Mia at recess sitting alone, hugging her backpack instead of playing. When she asked what was wrong, Mia simply said, "I think Daddy is sad." That was the moment Ms. Harper made a decision. That afternoon, she asked Evan if they could talk. He hesitated. He didn't like talking about his struggles. He didn't want pity. But she gently insisted. And for the first time in years, someone listened. Really listened. Ms. Harper connected him with a community help program, a parenting support group, and even arranged a meeting with a manager at a local auto shop that was hiring full-time staff. Evan didn't want charity, but she didn't offer charity. She offered opportunity. And that changed everything. Days turned into weeks, and slowly, Evan's life transformed. He got the full-time job. He repaired his truck. He started getting steady paychecks again. The bills stopped piling up. Mia laughed more, slept better, and began drawing pictures of her and her dad smiling together. But beyond the financial help, something deeper had changed. Evan wasn't alone anymore. He had support. A community. A teacher who cared. A little girl who believed in him more than he believed in himself. One evening, after dinner, Evan sat beside Mia as she drew a picture. She held it up proudly. It showed her with her dad, standing in front of a house with bright skies overhead. "Daddy," she said, "this is us now. Happier." Evan swallowed hard, pulled her into his arms, and whispered, "I love you more than anything." For the first time in a long time, his smile wasn't forced. Months later, Evan volunteered at the school fundraiser, surprising everyone. He wasn't the quiet, exhausted man anymore. He joked with other parents, helped where he could, and even laughed when Mia dragged him into a silly photo booth. Life wasn't perfect. It never would be. But it was good. And one day, as he walked Mia home from school, she squeezed his hand and said, "Daddy, you're my hero."